Live. You're live! Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be testing Escape from Tarkov on Steam Deck. So this game released on Steam on the 1.0 version last week. Yeah, last week on Saturday, which is a weird day to release something, a new game, in my opinion. So I have it right here. It doesn't have a badge from Valve, but one person says that it works on Steam Deck with the install script on Lutris. And people on PC say, yeah, for some people it works, but they need to force single player. So yeah. Anyway. How's it going, guys? 3 FPS from Tarkov, Escape from Tarkov. Hey, Shred Kid, Mika Moo. How's it going? So, Escape from Tarkov. Actually, I was looking at it because you guys mentioned it, and it doesn't have gamepad support. So once you can play with the gamepad, I'll make sure to try this one out. But that's pretty funny. So when it comes to Escape from Tarkov, again, it doesn't have a badge, but I chose Proton Experimental. So let's see if it even launches. It has easy anti-cheat, but it does have single player stuff that you can use, like the SCAV mode and the against bots. What up, Electric Pichu? How's it going? But yeah, and this one you probably don't want to play this with a controller. You can probably emulate it, but you know how it goes. Is this game worth it? I mean, I've been playing. The first time I played this game was in 2016. So it's been 9 years since I touched this game. I bought it for $30 like 10 years ago. And well, I had to rebuy it in order to get it to Steam. So it's a glorified shortcut. But it's if you like extraction shooters, this is the original extraction shooter, I guess. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, it crashes right away. Outside of this stream, I tried it multiple times with different Proton versions. You have to use a mod that allows you to emulate a server to play on your own without online. So yeah, it doesn't work on SteamOS so far. So what I'm going to do is launch Windows, because unfortunately on SteamOS, oops, yeah, Hunt Showdown is completely different, actually. But if you like extraction shooters, you're going to probably, I mean, this one is very hardcore. So again, SteamOS, not happening, at least not right now, unless you mod the single player part, but at that point, just play it on Windows. I mean, you also have to emulate a server, so what's the point? Yeah, it crashed on Proton Experimental, Hotfix, and all the other ones. But again, I tried it multiple times. Let me see if I can get an image to get it to run on Windows. There we go. Hey Luis, ¿todo bien? Todo bien. You're good? PC finally built and up. Awesome. Can you remind me the specs of your PC, Electric Pichu? There we go. So we choose Windows. And here we go, Windows 11, which updated itself to 25H2, I think. Which I didn't want to, but it did it anyway. 9800X 3D and 5070 Ti. Pfft. Yeah, that's a huge upgrade, so congrats. That's awesome. Let me see. Yeah, sometimes Windows doesn't launch properly on my Steam Deck. Let me force shutdown. And let's try it again. Good evening, Kiyosuke. Haven't ever been able to catch me live? Well, welcome. First time. Okay, there we go, Windows 11. Greetings, Satanic. Nice name, by the way. Taco for you. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Okay, there we go. We're in. I'm sorry about the black bars. Let me see if I can fix it. Well, not right now. Okay, so we are at 800p and I put it at 120 Hz just for this live stream, but it's not necessary. And yeah, I'm just going to stretch this one so you guys can see it. Oof, no, that's a problem. Hold up. 1080p. Okay, that should fix the problem. Because it doesn't fit otherwise. There we go. That should do. All right. So unfortunately, I have to use Windows for this one due to the anti-cheat. So yeah, good content as always for the Steam Deck testing. First time watching live, welcome, sir. Happy to have you. Love the fact you actually haven't made a video on the new Steam machine and VR headset. I mean, I'll make a video talking about it. On my opinion, I'm still thinking about it on what I'm going to say about it. But so far, it looks very interesting. I'm going to, again, make my thoughts there, especially now that I actually develop games for VR, some stuff for VR. It'll be interesting to talk about it, but it will be probably at the end of this week or next week. Are you excited for the new Valve hardware? Definitely, but I think it's not for everyone. It's funny because the Valve machine is very similar to the PC specs that I use for my testing, so it's basically the most common PC. Marco Antonio, muchas gracias por los 40 pesos mexicanos. He says, escape from Tarkov. Soon enough. Once we get mouse and keyboard, gamepad support for that one, I'm going to do it, definitely. But thanks again for the donation, good sir. You're also the first time watching my stream? Oops. Is about to hit. Oof. SteamOS or versus Bazzite? SteamOS if you're on Steam Deck. If you're on an Ally or Ally X or Xbox Ally, I'll probably go Bazzite due to the driver updates. Yeah, it's not that I develop games, I developed some learning simulations there. Oops, now it's using my entire screen for some reason. Great. Hold up, it's stretched. I love when that happens. Thank you, capture card. There we go. Now it's actual 800p. Okay, loading profile. This is the first time I launched this game on Steam for real. So I don't know if it saves my previous stuff from 2016. I don't think so. It probably restarted everything, but that's okay. I had nothing. Yeah, learning in VR is so much easier and better in general. It's kind of ridiculous. The amount of market that there is for VR learning stuff is huge. So I highly recommend if you guys get training on something, do it in VR. Okay, it's loading. And by the way, I didn't get any menus. You get straight into a raid. That I'm guessing is against bots or something. And I'm going to, probably I don't have audio yet. Are you about a video about Assetto Corsa Rally? Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. I think it's an Unreal Engine 5 game actually. I thought it was a custom engine. Gun 1650 run Resident Evil Requiem on low settings 1080p. I'm not sure if 60s, but it should be playable. I'm pretty sure. It runs on a Switch too. You don't think this game would run well on deck? I kind of agree, but we'll see. Let me check if my audio is correct. Otherwise, it will be pretty annoying. Oh, okay. Always takes the wrong audio device. For some reason, it doesn't get audio through the HDMI, so I have to go to the device manager and enable high definition audio controller manually. I don't know what's wrong with this. It just happens. No wonder it wasn't working. Just released on Steam though. Yep, on Saturday.
The Norvensk region has forever
It's been always
changed the
standalone.
moment it was turned into an open
Let's skip
economic
the
zone.
cutscene. So again, the game doesn't allow us to change settings at the beginning. The game chooses a setting and good luck. That's basically the gist of it. Come on. There we go. So the game just drops you in this area when you start. Doesn't allow you to change settings at the beginning. But basically 800p and volumetrics disabled, clouds on low, balanced FSR 3. Interesting, there's FSR in this game. I played it again 9 years ago, didn't have this. Max performance HBAO, SSR on low, per texture anisotropic filtering, and yeah, that's basically it. So let's call this probably FSR. Oh, you guys cannot see this. There we go. 800p FSR balanced, and this is basically low-ish settings. And let's try with uncapped frame rates. Do you have a video up for installing Windows on Steam Deck? Not yet. There's a few videos that I recommend that I'll let you guys know in the comments later. But it's not difficult. Sometimes it can wipe your Linux partitions though. So keep that in mind. Okay. So with these settings, we're basically at 30 FPS. Okay, we do have audio, that's good. And also the textures by default are on medium. This is, by the way, this is a Unity game. So it's not Unreal. This started as a, as a very basic Unity thing, but a lot of custom technology on it. Now we're basically, they updated to Unity 2022 or something like that. So it was a big jump. Expected was from the start. Yeah, the thing is, here we're with bots. So we'll see once we get into an actual match. This is the tutorial. So I have no idea where to go. Okay, flashlight. It does cast shadows. Interesting. I'm sorry about the screen sharing. But again, the GPU is not fully utilized, so we're already CPU bound. Or maybe it's just a game. Yeah, when it starts shooting, it drops into the 30s right away. But I remember playing this and not using my GPU back on the 1050 Ti days. Control click is quick pickup. Thank you for the heads up. Oops. Yeah, I should stay still when shooting, actually. I cannot see anything despite the flashlight. Okay, how many shots? Jesus Christ. Out of ammo. I wonder if I have to die in this area.
Damn, they really got me bad.
Oops. Maybe? Okay, not dead yet. Ooh, he drops pretty hard. Heavy bleed. Yeah. I'm trying my best. But sometimes my best is not enough. Let's see. 2 heavy bleeds. Oh, yeah. Control click. Thank you. Delicious. Yeah, when looking at this location here, it drops pretty damn hard. Not fully utilizing the GPU. Probably a TDP. I don't have any ammo, I think. Yeah, nothing. Let's see what happens if I just get killed. It's funny, I'm bleeding, but I'm still... I'm still alive somehow. Where are we going? It's funny. I wasted all my ammo in the tutorial. I'll let him kill me and see what happens. Hopefully I can get into the menu and actually change some important settings. Come on. I think it's meant to be like this. I think the point is that I do not die. Okay. If I don't die in here, it should be okay. That's funny. It's a good way to do it. But so far, it's okay. I was expecting was... It doesn't fit. Hold up. The tutorial is pretty funny so far. Okay. Search. Also, if you play this on Steam Deck, you're probably going to see that the text is very small. Pretty impressed with the performance, actually. Same. I mean, it's not a good way to play it, but it works so far. But again, let's see against actual people, which is going to happen eventually. I just need to get out of the tutorial area. Yeah, I'm dying. That's okay. This is against AI, so maybe that's why I'm getting even worse performance. Because I think you have to locally run the AI. I remember that from when I played it 9 years ago. I think it was. No controller support as far as I know. No. I mean, I can emulate a controller, but that's about it. I wouldn't use a controller for this. No, I already have that. Let it bleed. I don't think I have any more bandages. Oh yeah, I do have one. Yeah, the thing is, when I'm outside in the city, it dropped pretty damn hard. Well, I imagine the streets map is probably going to be hard. The frame time graph is awful. Yeah, it is. And the animations for getting hit are hilarious. Pockets. Okay, have a good one, Kyosuke. The frames and graph will have more spikes, I'm pretty sure, once I'm actually playing. But without bots, it should be an improvement, I'm pretty sure. I just want to finish the tutorial. They're pretty funny, though, the AI. Okay. Morphine injection, maybe later. But it's weird that they don't allow us to go to the main menu first. Because I couldn't touch the settings, I was on the defaults. But that's good for people that never played the game, that they do not die in the tutorial. I thought if I died in the tutorial, it was going to be like in Arc Raiders, that you get to a certain point, you get shot in the head, and you start the game. FSR Ultra Performance may make it playable. I don't think so, due to how the game uses the hardware. It's not using the entirety of the GPU. I'm pretty sure we're CPU bound. Maybe the CPU clock tries to get to a certain point, but we're limited to 15 watts, and they have to share that power between the GPU and the CPU. And on my PC, when I played it, again, like 9 years ago, I had the same issue, even with a 1050 Ti, so I think it's probably the game itself. Yeah, on Ultra Performance, you cannot see anything. That's pretty real. Okay, now I can actually tweak it. Good. I'm using all my memories, so we're going for low textures, which requires a restart, low shadows, LOD for objects, let's put it at the minimum. Same with visibility, let's keep it at 1,000. And volumetrics, FSR, you got all the way down from ultra performance to quality. I'll keep it on balance for now. SSR, let's keep it like that. FPS limit, MIP streaming. Okay, so it's using textures streamed in real time. The more faster the speed textures, the amount of RAM that is allocated for loading textures to a given quality, the larger the amount, the higher the peak disk load, and the faster the loading of all the necessary textures. But why isn't this enabled by default? I don't get it. Whatever. High quality color, I don't know what this is. But it's basically low settings with balanced upscaling. So yeah. You keep a lookout for this video. Yeah, this will be a video, definitely. But again, the settings that I'm using right now, 800p, basically low settings. And something like this. I'll probably lock it to 30 later, but this is what I would do for now. Although there's an option here, Streets of Tarkov lower texture resolution mode. Maybe this helps us, but I'm going to try that later. Let's restart the game, and we should be good. Also, post effects is probably an important option as well. Let me check. No, just brightness. Okay, that doesn't matter. Okay, let's restart the game. So those textures apply, and we'll see. And thank you so much, Spencer Walker 21 for the $6.66 US donation. He says, just got from Best Buy the Lenovo Legion Go 2, and was out of stock. Your wallet lives another day. Hell yeah. Well, I mean, if you already have, I mean, is it the Z2 Extreme, the Legion Go 2? Also, it's probably a chunky device. I think it's still 1600p, right? I mean, for doing integer scaling, it will be 800p. It should look pretty good, but I haven't paid a lot of attention to that yet. Thoughts if you want to start a tech channel? Where do you have any tips? You also have no talent in editing videos. The thing is, nobody has it from the get-go. You need to start doing. That's basically how I started. I wanted to make them, so I started doing it. Well, it got better eventually. In my case, heavy editing doesn't happen. So just be honest and give your opinion and try to have something different from the rest. It doesn't have to be 100% different, but I don't know, something that you would personally want to watch. That's my way of thinking about it. But it's a very oversaturated market at the moment. 1200p, okay. 600p integer scaling should be pretty good then. And the model you want is Z2 Extreme, super powerful. I think it's like 20 to 30% faster than the Z1 Extreme. Also, one thing that I'm noticing so far with this game is taking forever to load. And this is on an SSD. I wonder what it's doing in the background. 3 out of 10 bait. Oh, what? Why do people buy handhelds? Shouldn't you spend your money towards a 1590 instead? I was about to say the same thing. Holy hell. He reads my mind. Okay, so I restarted the game, kept it like this. Then we're going to try the Streets of Tarkov lower texture resolution mode. Escape from Tarkov. Let's do SCAV. Yeah, let's use a SCAV for this one. Okay, so when I started this game, we had, okay, you don't know the path to this location. Yeah, when I played this game, I think we had interchange, customs, and I think that was it. And Shoreline was a new map. Yeah, yeah. When Shoreline came out and was in beta, I was playing this game. But this one, I wonder if I can go anywhere at some point. I wanted to try multiple maps, but I guess that's not going to happen. Let's go SCAV. Also, mouse control is a bit weird. Okay. The long loading times is just Tarkov jank. Okay, gotcha. It's funny. It's pretty funny, actually. Because it's heavily modified Unity, but it still feels a lot like Unity. Let's see. The real test is Streets of Tarkov, I imagined, yeah. Yeah, the thing is, how do I unlock the rest of the areas? Because I'm probably going to die right away. I'm just reading chat while I'm playing the game, so I'm probably going to get killed in nanoseconds. But it's loading the map, that's good. You want to start a YouTube channel of either a gaming one with your buddies or a tech one, just to prove yourself that you can do it? Yeah, the thing is, being consistent is hard, but yeah, it's hard because there's a huge market of those channels already. But again, just do it at the beginning for fun and see what happens. But being consistent is the hardest part, I'm pretty sure. They added storyline quests to unlock all the maps now? Gotcha. That's a shame because I like trying multiple maps. We'll see how long it takes. Did you try running Windows on an SD card? Yeah, and it was an absolute mess for me. So I was like, okay, I'm not doing that. And also, by the way, my RAM is maxed out already. So apart from high VRAM usage, it's using a lot of system RAM. And the page file is going crazy with this game. Holy hell. Star Citizen on Steam Deck 1. I didn't buy it, so that's the thing. If I ever buy it, I'll do it. Don't worry. But dude, it takes forever to load. It's already been 2 minutes. Are you going to do Steam Machine benchmarks when it releases? Probably not when it releases, but I'm going to keep a lookout for that one. Looks interesting. You can load this faster by hand? Same. I could have a crank at the side and start loading it by myself. Okay. Holy hell, please. Please do it. Also, that texture quality is hilarious. I'm probably going to put it back on medium later on. But that's just... But dude, my page file is going nuts. I think the game will crash if it continues like this. You're the only... Yeah, you probably are ramen. Although it's a way of life, I guess. 3 minutes in. Will it load or crash first? What's the difference? Come on, you got this! Does this game recommend a 4070? That card is newer than the game when it came out. I mean, yeah, it makes sense. If you're going for 4K, probably. But what I saw online, and when I played the game back then, was that it wasn't fully utilizing my GPU. My CPU wasn't maxed out either, so maybe some single-threaded performance thing. And this game was developed mostly on the 2016 version of Unity. Then they updated it to the 2022 version. But there's a lot of custom tech in here. But, I mean, considering it's 1.0, people shouldn't have those crashing issues they're talking about. Your fan RPMs test at 0. Later on, the temperature starts to rise, fan starts rotating. No. It should be normal. If we're talking about a GPU, then yeah, that's probably done on purpose. So I wouldn't be surprised. Is to have a longer lifespan for the fans and less noise. You guess the ultimate nerd move is running SteamOS on the SD card and Windows on the DEC SSD. Jesus. I mean, Windows does a lot more I/O than SteamOS. Windows is always doing something in the background to read from your drive. So I mean, that would work better actually than just doing Windows on an SD card. Back in the day, the US Army used PS3s for their stuff due to the, at the time, advanced cell processor. I mean, yeah, in the war with Russia and Ukraine, Ukraine is using Steam Decks to control machine guns and drones. So nothing has changed. But yeah, I remember that. That was pretty funny. Dude, 5 minutes to load. Holy hell. 5 minutes to load and 2 seconds and I'll get a headshot on my character right away. Jesus Christ. Your Steam Deck locks at 2 to 400 megahertz. Make sure that your TDP is at 15 watts. Because sometimes the UI is bugged. Just press the 3-dot button and you'll be able to find that. This is only the loot loading. At the beginning it said loading map, but loading loot is what takes the longest, it seems. Okay, we're 5 minutes sitting at a loading screen. What's taking so long? The loot, sir. It's the loot. The loading is going to take longer than playing the game. Yep, basically. 5 minutes to load, 30 seconds to live. Must be some good loot. Some good loot. Yep. It better be. At least I have this animation to rotate in the meantime. Fallout 4 style. And there's clipping with the best. If this was ARC, you would already have max inventory. Max inventory and already 3 matches. On SteamOS, it doesn't even launch. On SteamOS, it would probably be faster due to the lower memory usage. We'll have more RAM available. That'll be cool, actually. Might explode? No, I don't think so. My Steam Deck is fine. Stop crying, Steam Deck. It's not you, it's me. It's insane though, that the loading time that I'm going through. It's been a while since I saw something like this. Rocksteady 15 FPS. Yeah, that's probably because, apart from loading, there's heavy depth of field. That's probably super GPU intensive. I remember in PUBG, I removed depth of field because when you open the inventory, it dropped to 10 FPS with depth of field on the screen. This seems to be a similar thing, although on Unity instead of Unreal. Too many samples. Do you think SteamOS will save 8 GB GPUs? No, I don't think so. I mean, SteamOS should save most things in general when it comes to PC gaming. Just because freedom. The thing is, the main problem is the anti-cheat. But I like that it doesn't spy on you, at least. I make it spin right round, right round. I'm guessing it's going to take more than 10 minutes, right? Steam Machine benchmarks? At the moment, no. It depends on the price, really. But if it's priced correctly, I might get one. Come in, ¿cómo andas? If Game flexes anti-cheat stuff, he will be him. What? The Steam Machine will be good, 1480p, 1440p. Yeah, I don't know why they said 4K with FSR. 4K 60 with FSR doesn't make sense to me. Unless they're playing an older game or something. But I think it's unreasonable to expect that. But what I'm excited about is the Steam controller. It's basically a Steam Deck without a screen and without the computer in there. It's just a controller. That I'm excited about. Looks pretty cool. 4K 60 for indies. Yeah, but without upscaling on those. Look guys, I can play Silksong at 4K 60. Oh my god, I'm falling asleep. Come on, you got this. Load that loot. Please. Do it. Just do it. It's going to be really expensive. I mean, probably, considering all the tech is packed in there, especially with those 2 trackpads. Yeah, it's probably going to be expensive. It has been at 81 for 3 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. I know. I mean, if it's anything like in the past, it's probably going to hit 90% and then jump to 100. Steam Machine 512 models, $499. $499 would be a good price, in my opinion. The thing is, I don't know if they would include a controller at the price point. It would be nice. Maybe we're hoping a little bit too hard. 600 to 700? Yeah, that could also happen. I wouldn't be surprised. It's probably not going to be console price. Jesus Christ. Ah, dude. Yeah, RAM prices skyrocketed, but who knows? Steam has unlimited money at this point. Maybe they can, well, hardware is always sold at a loss, generally speaking, and everything that Steam needs is people to buy games on Steam. So they can probably take that hit with the RAM prices. Still, I'm afraid of that as well. Good thing I already have all the RAM that I need. How much does a Steam Deck OLED 512 gig cost in your country? Probably $1,000. Something like that. In my country, everything is expensive. Import taxes are insane. You don't think Valve has sold any hardware at a loss? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure they did. I mean, what they care about is that you buy games on Steam. If it gets 30 FPS, you can do your SCAVs on the couch. Hell yeah. I mean, as long as you have Windows, you should be fine. The thing is, do you have 15 minutes to wait for this to load? You probably do, but still. It's just weird that it takes so long to load. How long does it take for you guys to load a match on PC? They said the price hurt, the price point they got right, and the deck is awesome. Okay. Gonna take naps after every game. And while playing the game as well, why not? Man. It's insane though that it's taking so long. On PC, like 30 seconds. Dude. The suffering. My guess is going to be 15 minutes. Maybe. Yeah, the OLED is good. You can get the LCD Steam Deck way cheaper in Uruguay. Okay, got to 83%. 83%. During the beta, it was like 1 to 3 minutes. Okay. 30-minute load times just to get shot in the head across the map by a hacker. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, the LCD, the worst part of it is the battery life, definitely. But it's still fantastic. Ever played Risk of Rain 2? Yeah, I did. The thing about trying it on Steam Deck is that I need to get to a very, very late wave in order to get it to be demanding. Come on, you got this. Hopefully at some point it's going to get into the game. No, it's not loading shaders. I don't think it's it's going to do that. It's just loading the loot, apparently. It will be funny when I make the video for this that I'm recording right now. I'm going to go put this in fast motion with me talking. But dude, this takes forever. Tarkov has always had horrible performance and loading times on PC. Yeah, but still, 15 minutes is a bit excessive. A bit excessive. It's excessive. I mean, what is it doing that it requires such a long time? Doesn't make sense to me. You convinced me that this runs... Oh, I'm not sure if it will run properly, but... I mean, each time I launch a map, it's going to be like, okay, I'll be back in 15 minutes. All the loot. Yeah, there's so much loot, guys. There's a million. There's more loot than planets in No Man's Sky. There's 5 quintillion... 5 quintillion band-aids to pick up. Yeah, no, 20 minutes to play a match. Ah, dude. That's insane. Okay, looking at this, Valve, this is verified. Easy verified. 4K test? Maybe one day. If the game ever loads, we can do it. Why not? Yeah, I mean, DayZ, you already have at least 10 minutes of gameplay. Does YouTube pay more for long normal YouTube bits than YouTube Shorts? Yeah, YouTube Shorts make nothing in comparison. But it makes sense, it's a shorter retention time. What up, Jayco? Okay, 84! 84! Dude. One day. Sí, dice 6 litros, Marco. You think they're going to simultaneously release Half-Life 3? It will be nice. I think it will be nice. It will be perfect, actually. The funny thing is, Valve is probably going to make a new Half-Life, and it's probably going to be Windows only, and work by a Proton on the Steam machine. Not even Valve will make a Linux port. Half-Life 3 exclusive physical release on Steam machine. What, will it come in a flash drive or something? Yeah, I mean, 75 degrees on the loading screen, but the GPU is maxed out. Again, I'm pretty sure it's because of the heavy depth of field in the background. In some games that kills performance. In the meantime, I'm going to press the Windows key and check the VRAM, the system RAM usage. Okay, it's not using all the memory right now, but it's reading up the disk. Interesting. Maybe Windows thinks it's a virus or something. Let's see. I'm going to go back into that menu. Yeah, you could undervolt it. The 470, definitely. It's a good idea. It's very easy to undervolt. The thing is, you need to test it quite a bit to make sure it's stable. Tarkov is a virus on your mental health. I mean, if I was better at the game, maybe. But I'm not good at Tarkov. So, it would be a virus if I was good at it. The predictions for game FPS, you predict 10 to 12. I mean, this is not streets, this is the first map. So I'm pretty sure we can get 30s on this one. I think it's when you get to the streets. Yeah, shitty 30 FPS sounds about right. How many times will he reload that rifle? There we go, the interchange. That's what I'm doing. Who would want to play Tarkov on a controller? I mean, I could see it if you're playing against bots. But as far as I know, there's no controller support. I'll double check just in case. Yeah, no. At least not natively. With Steam input, you could probably do it, but it wouldn't feel very nice. "12 minutes for the last 2%. Ooh. I mean, the game still didn't crash. That's a good sign. You get a better GPU with this loot loading? Maybe there's a GPU to loot in here. Would be nice. 85. Oh my god, we did it. We broke out at 84%. What am I doing with my life? Will the raid not be over? That's a great point, actually. I arrived there in the end. When nobody's left. What is it loading? Your guess is as good as mine. You got this. The raid is like 50 minutes. Well, then the last 20 minutes maybe. We're going to do it. Yeah, I don't know why it's taking so long. Okay, 86 was faster. 87. Okay, we got 2% fast. 2% extra, 3%. Okay, now it's going to jump directly into the game, I'm pretty sure. So 22 minutes of loading. Unless the game crashes now, which will be hilarious. Okay. Damn it! Server connection lost. No shit. Ah, dude. I had my hopes up and everything. I'll try it again, don't worry. Although it's frozen now. I was so excited. Please. I think it's dead. Yeah, it froze. I think. Yeah, definitely. Let's kill it. We run this good on Steam machine. With Windows, yeah, it should work. I don't see why not. Die. And I'll make sure my antivirus is disabled. Ugh. Security. Because maybe that's interrupting something, who knows? Oh, it's already off. Oh, never mind, there it is. Don't do that at home. You feel bad? Ah, thanks, Amri, the operator, for the 2 BGN donation. Thank you so much, sir. I feel bad? Me too. What am I doing with my life? Does running the Steam Deck on Windows lose performance? A little bit, probably. The thing is, this game doesn't launch on SteamOS due to the anti-cheat, so you can do the single-player SPL, I think it's called. The single-player mod that you do like a local server, and that should work. But again, most people are not going to do that. Could you maybe test Fortnite on Steam Deck? Yeah, on Windows it shouldn't be a bad idea. Hold up, let me go full screen. Arc Raider works okay. Yeah, I have a video on that. It works pretty damn well. It's actually shocking how well it runs. Yeah. I mean, it's just bad decisions all around. Come on, you got this. Load my freaking profile. Well, you got Steam. No, the Steam computer at the moment, no. The GameCube, we'll see. Okay. Let's double check the settings. Low, 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 low. Yeah, just like before. Escape from Tarkov. Let's try my main character. At this point, I don't care anymore. Let's do it on daytime. Your progress will not be saved in the practice mode. What? Okay, good. Practice mode. Okay. Sure, why not? I just have a pistol, just like in real life. So this will be against bots then. Well, that's a good first test. The thing with bots is that it's probably going to use more CPU, but let's see if it even loads at this point. Just if I can get in game, I'll be fine. I'll be happy. CPU will be used more in Windows. Yeah, I mean, also Windows loves to do scan in the background, the antivirus. I mean, sometimes I'm transferring files on my and Windows Defender is at 100% CPU. And I'm like, dude, come on, please. Couldn't you just wait for me to stop doing something? A good upgrade path. I mean, yeah, if you build a PC, you have an upgrade path at least. Yeah, it should be faster now, definitely, because we're not connecting to a server or anything like that. Well, we are connecting to a server, but not against other people. And maybe something got preloaded at the end. Loading objects. Let's see if loading loots kills us. No, actually, starting local game. Well, at least a local game, I have more control over what's happening. The bots will still one-shot me from the other side of the map, but that's okay. You can put bot mount at a higher setting in practice. Yeah, the thing is, that destroys my CPU. So I think if we match the online experience, because I think when playing online against other people, there's no bots, right? It's only other players. Because I remember playing this in offline mode like 5 years ago, and it gave me a huge spike on my CPU. I had a 2-core 4-thread CPU back then. Yeah, just for science, we're going to make it work, definitely. At least he's no longer the guy with the rifle. At least now he has a pistol, so I'm looking at something different. The SCAVs are bots? Yeah, I imagined. Okay, there's SCAV bots online. Gotcha. Thanks for the heads up. You got a good deal for your 4770, was still good, but a Ryzen 5 3600 will keep you good, yeah, for a while. Definitely. I mean, you can pay 30 euros for the PvE. I mean, yeah, PvE is probably the way to go on the Steam Deck, at least, if the game can hold 30s. That's the thing. Escape from Chunk Up. The new loading boot is starting local game without percentages. It just has a timer. Maybe it only takes 10 minutes. Maybe. Maybe. Is my sound enabled? Yes, it is. Interesting. In Windows 11, it showed 3200. Oh, okay. Yeah, sometimes it's not 100% correct. Okay. I think we're getting somewhere. When it spikes, it usually means we're about to start or that we're about to crash. Please. Please. No. If you wanted to get in a quick raid on your work lunch break, it will be over by now. Yeah. Yeah, without a doubt. You got this, come on! Come on, Steam Deck! Peak gaming experience. Okay, get ready. Deploying in. Deploying in. No wonder I couldn't get online. You can barely run a local server. This feels like running PS2 cracked discs back in the day? Maybe. Okay, deploying. Deploying in 0 seconds. I'm still waiting. Yeah! There we go. Let's see my inventory. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how they effed it up so much with Unity. I do Unity stuff and it's not that difficult. No maps, obviously. I'm going to get killed right away, right? But again, what I was saying, this map is not demanding. The demanding map will be streets, but I don't have a map. I don't know how to get there according to the game. Okay, there is audio. That's good. Yeah, I remember playing this map. I played it. This is the first map they made, I think. Yeah, I mean, this part is the bonus part that comes with the loading screen. Actually, I bought Tarkov for the loading screen, not for this part. This part is like an extra that they put in for people that love the loading screen. But I don't get how they could F it up so hard on Unity. I mean, Unity is not the best engine out there, but if you can make VR games that run well on Unity, I don't see why this is so taxing. But it's barely hitting 30. So as soon as, I mean, if we're going to the streets map, it's going to be even worse than this. Yeah, I mean, if you're using the single player mod, you can probably play it on SteamOS, I'm pretty sure. I'll still crank up those textures though. Although that's pretty funny. It took so long to load. Using picture-in-picture scopes must be a slideshow. Yeah, in many games it is, so on this one it wouldn't be any different. Especially if I turn on the flashlight. Oof, yeah, look at this part. Just by aiming down sights, looking at this part, it dies. Let me lower it a bit further. Yeah, you can go even lower than that. Let's go with... oh, the streaming... Where is... Here. The visibility 400 meters. Let's see if that helps when I'm looking this area. Okay, it helps a little bit. Is this Arc Raiders? It depends. Yeah, but I mean, there's no way I can recommend this on Steam Deck. At least not right now. In the future, maybe, who knows? But considering that the game has been in development for so long, I don't think this is going to change much. Yeah, 13 gigabytes of RAM, and my page file is using all of it. And it's funny that it still has flashlight shadows. But it drops pretty hard. The thing is, I don't see the bots anywhere. You wouldn't recommend this game? It can ruin lives? That's okay, man. If somebody plays it consistently in this state on the Steam Deck, I think they have worse things to worry about. Okay. Excuse me, sir. I need your weapons. Devs took the bag and run away. No, the devs took the bag and started charging people more. I'm hurt. Okay.
Ah, shit, they got me.
Let's see, bandage. I cannot use it. Milk. Oh, well, I'm getting shot. I'm drinking my nutritious milk. The thing is, I don't know where they are. That's probably a common thing.
Shit, I'm hit.
But hey, at least I'm getting some action in, finally. After more than half an hour. The thing is, I don't have a flashlight on that gun. But that's the thing about playing against bots. You can do a lot of cool stuff. It looks like I know what I'm doing. I'm not. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing. But hey, it works. Let's see if I can find any rounds, though. There's nothing. Oh, never mind. The bandages don't need to be in my pocket. No flashlight on that one. What about you? All the bots must be heading towards you at this point. Probably. Good. I need a stress test. But now that I'm kind of in the middle of the map, seems to be easier. Funnily enough, I left my flashlight on my gun, on my pistol, and the pistol is in my holster with the flashlight on. That's hilarious. Nice detail. Launch tagged and cursed so the whole map will come to you. Oops. Yeah, I should do a 30 FPS cap, definitely. Yeah, I'm going to do that, don't worry. Let me get out of this map first. And I think I have some room to increase texture quality a little, funnily enough. The thing is, I don't know how to get out of this map. That's a problem. You don't like 30 FPS cap? It looks laggy. I mean, yeah, but here we don't have much of a choice. I mean, unlock frame rates is way more responsive, obviously, but we also have screen space reflections. I didn't notice that. Like, I should probably turn that down. Still, it's pretty funny that I can play the game. Despite being PvE, this is like practice mode. It's pretty fun to be able to do this. I still wouldn't recommend this. I mean, if you're already on the game, sure, why not? But it's funny. I would Escape from Tarkov Arena run on the deck. I don't have it. Is it on Steam? I remember getting an email from the publisher selling me the game, but I have no idea. Are you using your Steam Deck to move and shoot? No, I'm using a mouse and keyboard connected to the Steam Deck. I mean, you can use a controller by emulating mouse and keyboard, but it doesn't feel great. Oh, it's on Epic Games, but you don't think it's on Steam? Does it have easy anti-cheat? Okay, this way should be the way out, right? I'm playing it on the Steam Deck, but I connected a mouse and keyboard on it. So yeah, I'm playing it on the Steam Deck, definitely. It's just that my input is mouse and keyboard, so I can actually at least move comfortably inside of the game. Escape from Tarkov is on Steam, but not Arena. Okay, gotcha. Maybe later on they push it in. Yeah, I mean, the game doesn't fully utilize the GPU, so that's not a good sign. I remember this part of the map. Dude, it's hilarious that I played this section of the map 8 years ago. It's kind of crazy. Does that scaling? No, I don't think so. What I'm trying to do is to consistently get into the game. That's what I'm trying right now. But considering how long it took to load, I wouldn't even try that. Yeah, the thing is, I don't know how to exit this area. I'm looking. Because I don't think I have a map. No, I don't. But probably a 30 FPS cap is recommended. Because there's not much else that you can do. In a real match, you probably would be dead on arrival, definitely. I wouldn't be. I would be. I am. The deck's internal storage in this case is 1 terabyte. One half is for SteamOS, the other half is for Windows. Oh, but dude. You're welcome, Gaming Facts. Thanks, guys, for helping him out. It's hard to keep track of what's going on in the chat while playing this very hardcore gameplay that I'm doing. But I cannot see any way out. Have you upgraded your SSD to 1 terabyte? Yeah, I did. It was pretty easy. What wasn't very nice was installing Windows, and then when I updated it to 24H2, I think it was, it wiped my, well, it deleted my partitions, kinda, of SteamOS. Really? Okay. I got to the end. That's funny. I don't have enough money to deliver anything. Is there a possibility that it can cause power issues? No, it's fine. It could use more power on specific SSDs, but if you get one of the smaller ones, it should be okay. The thing is, get one that fits. When it comes to power, I didn't have any problems. Just make sure that that tape that is around the Steam Deck, you don't remove it. The tape around the SSD. Otherwise, you'll get into... what's the name of this? You might get interference. Since when did they add transit points? I have no idea. You haven't played in a couple of years? I haven't played in like 8 years. But hey, I beat the bots. That's funny though. I want to get to the streets level though. That would be fun. To see how it dies. The only thing that I would change here is textures to medium. That's all. The rest I'll keep it like this. The game by itself though recommended medium shadows. I don't think that's a good idea. 115 FPS, oh my god! Yeah. Although there's another option that I haven't tried, the Tarkov lower texture quality thing. Let me see. It's called Streets of Tarkov lower texture resolution mode. Streets of Tarkov lower resolution mode. Oh, okay. It's for the Streets of Tarkov map. Then I'm definitely enabling that. But again, the only thing that I would increase personally is the texture quality to medium. Doesn't seem to be that different when it comes to memory usage. Good. If it's only for streets, FOV, oh, you're gonna increase the FOV. Oops, let's put it at 60. Head bobbing, no thanks. Automatic RAM cleaner, only use physical cores. What? Preload hideout. There's so many things that I didn't notice. Let's try the RAM cleaner and the only use physical cores. Let's ignore that. And let's restart the game. It's for Intel CPUs. Yeah, but I have 4 cores and 8 threads. So probably half those threads are not being used. Maybe it helps. Let's see it. You want to get the Steam Profile Bundle and 70k Steam points with your purchase? What? Oh, you mean the Steam Deck? Yeah. I don't think it's a bad idea to get one. It's fantastic. It made me play games from start to finish. I finished God of War Ragnarok on Steam Deck. It was awesome. Then I played it on PS5 just to compare. And then I finished it on PS5. So it made me play games twice. It's pretty impressive. I run it on Windows. Unfortunately, yes, it needs Windows. Let me clarify that. Needs Windows. So the automatic RAM cleaner, I know what it is. Maybe it helps because the game starts just filling up the page file. Maybe that's what it's doing. I have no idea. But we'll check the settings again. Yeah, anti-cheats. Although if you do the mod for single player, you can play on SteamOS, but most people are not going to do that. If you're going through that effort, you're probably going to install Windows anyway. Okay, see you, Spectre. In a couple of days it should be up, so don't worry. You'll catch up. Thanks for watching. It'll gain RAM every time you press escape and go to menu. It wouldn't be a bad thing. So, some things that I missed. The head bobbing, I don't like it. FOV, I increased it a little bit. Automatic RAM cleaner, sure, why not? Only use physical cores, I disabled that because I have 4 cores and it threads, and I rather the game use all the threads. On graphics, basically medium textures and the rest on the absolute lowest with balanced FSR 3. And I will probably lock the game to 30 FPS. So yeah. Before doing that, let's get into a match once again. Maybe I can unlock the streets of Tarkov, even if I'm playing on my own. Okay, I don't know. Shouldn't I have this already? What? It would be nice to have more parts. Let's see if I can actually play online. You need to do storyline to open more maps. Ah, dang it. But let's see with the SCAV what happens. But how do I do the story? Will you do handheld at the end? Maybe check battery time? Maybe. Maybe I can point a camera to the screen for a few seconds so you guys can see it. But my guess is probably 2 hours, 2.5. The thing is, the game just takes too long to load. Way too long. So I wouldn't recommend it to everyone. To anyone, that is it. At least not on Steam Deck right now. If it run on SteamOS, maybe I could try it again and see if it runs better. But we'll see. Would be amazing to revisit this old GPU. Oh, the 750 Ti. It's on my family's computer. I built a computer for my family, an i7 4790, 20-something gigabytes of RAM, and the 750 Ti. And they're using it to study. My nephew is using it for studying, for music production. And yeah, basically my in-laws are using it to basically get a better job and study. So it's still alive, it's doing its thing. It's also playing FIFA on my family's house. But that hardware is more than capable still. It's fine, it's not loading the not loading the loot like the previous time. I wonder if it will actually work. What do you think about the Steam hardware? I think it's interesting. The thing that I don't know about is about the price. That's the main thing for basically everyone. So if they can get it for $4.99, would be awesome. But I'm pretty sure it will be at least $5.99, especially if it includes the controller. Would be weird if it didn't. You saw someone play God of War Ragnarok with it? It's awesome. It's fantastic. You need to go... Oh. Yeah, they'll give you a side quest? Okay, gotcha. I'll give it a shot. Maybe Streets will be another day then. That's a shame. I could choose any map in the past. Did you try online or just single player? At the moment, only single player because the online kicked me out of the server when I was loading. What I'm not sure now if it's loading the map or it's just looking for a match. Oh, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. So guys, do you know if this means that it's looking for a server or what? That's probably what's happening. Okay, matching is looking for the server. Oh, dang it. That's a shame. Let's go back then. 425? What? Standing here, I realize. Okay, 425 for the hardware itself. Well, we'll see what happens. If it's anything close to 425, it will be great. But who knows? I wish they talked about pricing, but they need a strategy. I wouldn't set the price either if I was Valve, but it's kind of a shame. But one thing that I find very refreshing that Valve is doing is that they invited a lot of outlets and they showed them like what's inside. That's crazy. I wish every hardware vendor did that. Is it in the hideout then to advance on the story mode? Yeah, it looks very premium. I agree. Yeah, I'm more heading towards maybe $5.99. That's my guess. Let's hope for the best. Yeah, I am. Can say 600 only to sell it for lower after. Yeah, well, good point. They say 1,000 and then on release date they say, oh, actually it's 200. Bamboozled. Yeah, $5.99 looks like the price, like the correct price in my mind. But I don't work there. But the hideout will take a couple minutes, I guess. Never been to the hideout. Yeah, your comment is visible. Is it worth buying Steam Deck OLED on 2026? Yeah, sure. The Last of Us Part 2, Tekken 8, GTA. Well, GTA doesn't work. The online doesn't work on SteamOS. But God of War, yeah, those games will work. That's not a problem. I have videos on those. Oof. I wonder if it crashed or it just froze because it's loading something. To be fair, your laptop with 11th Gen i5, 3050 Ti and 16 gigs of RAM barely runs Tarkov. Oof. That sucks. Yeah, I was surprised though that it loaded into single player. It was still the same map as usual. Why is it loading for so long? I have no idea. Okay, the Steam Deck is not frozen. That's good. That means the game is probably still loading something. Here's hoping for the Steam machine runs UE5 better. I mean, it has to. It's better hardware. Let's see what happens. There we go, hideout. Okay, it loaded. And the hideout obviously is looking fine. Okay, vents. Security. What do I do with this? 3 hours. So I'm guessing I'm not getting to the part that I want to go to. Yeah. I need stuff. But hey, the hideout loads, it just takes a few seconds. Okay, let's get into an actual match. Let's get killed. Yeah, I'm not going to practice mode. I'm going for real. Excuse me, therapist. I want to lose all my items. Thank you. 90 FPS in the hideout. Yeah. 100% playable now. You can be in the hideout as much as you like. Did you install Windows just for Tarkov? No, actually, I installed Windows for Call of Duty and Battlefield 6. And And I kept it in a separate partition for games that don't work on SteamOS. Just to make videos. I don't usually play on Windows on Steam Deck. Mostly because of the sleep thing. Doesn't work great on Windows. Escape from Hideout. That's a good one. But I think this is the longest I've been on a loading screen, on a live stream. I think actually the longest was The Last of Us Part 1. I think it took like 1.5 hours to compile shaders. What SSD do you have on your deck? I think it's a Corsair Mini something. Let me see. Corsair MP600 Mini. That's the one that I'm using. Okay, Tarkov is doing something. That's good. It's funny that I have to go to the task manager to know if the game is actually doing something. The Last of Us Part 1 takes 45 minutes for you to preload on a 6-core CPU. When the game came out, it was even worse, actually. When The Last of Us Part 1 came out, I had a 5900X, I think it was. And it was at 100% for like an hour. It was crazy. Then they improved it. I don't know how. Now it takes less than 30 minutes, but still. Stupidly long. Same happened with Uncharted 4, although that took less time. You have an M.1 SSD from Seagate. M.2, I'm guessing you mean. Decent price, got it for free from a college buddy, 500 gigs. That's awesome. GG, sir. By the way, what is your PC's hardware? And will you make a vid for Black Ops 3? I'm guessing you mean Black Ops 7? For now, I don't know. We'll see. But I have it here, so I might be able to download it, and that's it. It's been a while since you caught Santiago on stream. SWO, gotta go. Hell yeah. It's been a while. How's it going, man? Okay, so it loaded the map and now it's matching. So that means probably that it preloads everything so we can join a server without any downtime. Cool. Here's hoping that's true. 7, you're bad. No worries. Black Ops 7. I mean, I saw Black Ops 7 and it looked like I was watching like Ouroboros in Resident Evil 5. And it's like, what the hell, man? How is this Call of Duty? I saw like the final cinematic and I was like, that's Ouroboros, the T-virus, the G-virus all combined. I was so confused. I thought it was a joke. Then I saw it and it was like, dude, what the hell is this? They need to stop doing yearly Call of Duty. Because it's clear that same happened with Modern Warfare 3. Modern Warfare 2 was nice. Okay, we're getting to the server. Loading loot. Loading the loot. Well, what I was saying is Call of Duty shouldn't be yearly. Because you can clearly notice that the one that comes after a good one is garbage, generally speaking. And just look at Modern Warfare 3 2023, 2022. Yeah, the multiplayer was good, but the single player was bare bones at best. It was like some parts were like open Warzone maps that didn't have any players on them. And there was no, and the voice acting, I mean, the characters were not with you. They were like on a radio talking to you. So they didn't have to animate any characters. Yeah, it was horribly bad, the single player on that one. Okay, if you didn't download the campaign, then I understand what you think is good, but the campaign was horrible on that one. It was lazy. Is this game made in Unreal? No, it's actually Unity with a lot of custom tweaks from the developer, custom tools. And I think it shows because, I mean, considering the visuals, it's not running great. And I played this, 8 to 9 years ago? It's not a bad looking game, but considering the visuals, I think they could make it run better. But hey, who am I to judge? I liked Modern Warfare 2019. I miss those high contrast graphics. Now it looks more cartoony. It's kind of disappointing. Okay, so loading loot is the hard part. Good thing is, it started loading the loot when I got matched into a server. So technically speaking, I should be able to join the match before it ends. And also, I'm probably going to die the first 30 seconds in because this is a real match and you can lose your items. So that would be fun. Yeah, the best presentation, Modern Warfare 2019, I agree. I miss the graphics there. Is the loot done? Black Ops 7, you can see the characters, the cutscenes. When you get to gameplay, you're all alone. Okay, they did the same thing then. Like in the Modern Warfare 3 campaign. Well, and the biggest sin of Call of Duty, especially from 2019 onwards, is that to play the campaign, you need to be always online. But in Black Ops 7, it got even worse. You cannot even pause the game in the campaign. You go into a pause menu, but the game in the background is still running, so you cannot really pause the game. And you could get a timeout on the server, like in, well, 2019 onwards. So yeah, I mean, it's not worth playing in my opinion for what I've seen outside. There's a Harper boss fight in Black Ops 7 for some reason, because he got angry. He got angry. You can get a packet bursts in campaign. Yeah, that's hilarious. If you told me that 5 years ago, I wouldn't believe it. It's using 27 gigs. Yeah, this is the page file, actually. But Tarkov uses a lot of RAM. The campaign is made for 4-player co-op. Yeah, but in Modern Warfare 3, they did the same thing, but it wasn't co-op. You were like speaking to Price and Farah, and most of the time they were just radio calls. They weren't really next to you. So again, it was obviously an afterthought, and just made because they need to make a campaign. Which Black Ops do you think is the best? Or at least, yeah, I mean, I really like Black Ops 1. 2, I didn't finish it. 3, I didn't like it. I like the zombies in 3 though. Okay, 90%. Please don't kick me out of the server now. If you're playing alone, I think it's okay-ish. It takes 8 minutes if you're playing on your own. But I wouldn't play this on Steam Deck so far. What is a page file in Linux? This is not Linux, this is Windows, unfortunately. On Linux it doesn't work, unless you use the single player mod. But I mean, so far, it's been pretty terrible. Tarkov recommends 64 gigs of RAM. That makes so little sense. Why would they do that? What is Tarkov doing differently that requires so much RAM? I'm not saying it's a bad game. It's just on the technical side, I don't understand why they need so much RAM. The battery would drain out before you join the game. No, not really. The battery should last at least 2 hours and 10 minutes if it's going full throttle on the Steam Deck. Arena Breakout looks better. Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure if it looks better. I haven't tried it on Steam Deck, but I played it on my PC and it felt very similar to this. So it's clear that they took all the ideas from here, and it's free. That's the other part. What's your favorite game franchise? Probably Splinter Cell. Okay. The loot is loaded. Oh, more loot stuff. Come on. Please don't kick me out of the game yet. Please. Finish creating those loot pools. Loading screen simulator. Actually, guys, I forgot to mention the Shat PS4, talking about something else entirely. Shat PS4 got an update that runs Bloodborne way better, so I'm going to revisit it on Steam Deck. And I'm going to put a few mods to improve performance, such as the one about physics, the cloth physics mod, and we'll see if it gets 30 FPS. Okay, I think we're done. I think we should be getting right into the game now and get headshotted by a random person 30,000 meters away. Yeah, when it freezes like that, it means it finished loading. Here we go. Okay, awaiting session start. Probably is matching me against other Steam Deck users if the session didn't start yet. You try Bloodborne on your 4060 laptop, you can do 1440p 60. I'm not surprised. Okay, I'm in. Oh my god. I'm in. And it's running horribly bad, but I'm not surprised. I'm going to die so quickly in this. This is actual people. There's actual people in this server. There's actual PvP. The trees. Oh my god. Yeah, probably low textures was a better idea. I'm pretending I know what I'm doing. I don't. At least you won't get stream sniped. I mean, it's okay. I would get sniped even if I was playing on my own. How do you stream snipe Santiago? Just play on a Steam Deck. You'll get him. Actually, right now is getting pretty smooth. But unfortunately, I won't have time today to get to the streets map. I think somebody's shooting already. Ooh, and that part is probably full of people. Oh geez, is it playable? So far so good. The problem with this is that it takes more than 10 minutes to load a match. And well, performance isn't great, obviously. I think this is not even fully utilizing the GPU. But it seems to be running a bit better than when I was doing the practice match that had more bots. So that's something to keep in mind. Yeah, I'm going to go after this one high bot quantity to just make it suffer more, and we'll see what happens. I'll probably just lock it to 30 though. Because, well, at least it gives us a semblance of stability somewhere. Training was local on Steam Deck without external server? What do you mean? I couldn't even launch it on SteamOS. Oh, thanks, Oake. It's a very long queue. 10 minutes to get into a match, I think is is nuts. But I'll have to play it on my PC to unlock the streets part. I'm going to die so horribly. You're about to be the first Steam Deck Tarkov player to clear out interchange? Clear out. Yeah, right. You mean to die in interchange? I'll lose all my items. It's funny though. I mean, I could be playing against people with a 4090 and a Ryzen 9. I obviously have the advantage. The Steam Deck gives you 10% more skill. It will run better on Xbox Ally X? Definitely. If it doesn't, I would be surprised. And I'm not getting inside because I'm scared. Okay. One down, and he almost gets me, the other player. Okay, those were bots, right? Please tell me those were bots. Yeah, give me the shotty. What the hell? What the hell just happened? Oh, those are SCAVs? Okay. Yeah, I was pretty sure those couldn't be players. Nice booty though. Pump action shotgun. Can install both you. Okay, whatever. Top 10 firefights. Vodka, hell yeah. Marlboro, hell yeah. I wonder if that's legal. They got the branding, I think. Okay, it's nice to get a shotgun. Does it use ray tracing, and is it UE5? No, it's Unity and it doesn't have ray tracing. Yeah, I'm not kidding. That's for real. That scared the crap out of me. But it runs like a UE5 game, definitely. I would say worse. Although now that is... that was a SCAV as well. I have no idea. Okay. Yeah, another shotgun. It's probably a SCAV. I just want more ammo. Oh, okay. I have to manually load my magazines. That's pretty cool. Impossible. Painkillers. Yes, please. I need them. I think somebody was shooting at me. Tarkov have so many more hotkeys than WoW. Oh shit. Okay, here it drops pretty hard, yeah. But again, we're pretty close to the 30s there. The GPU is definitely not the limiting factor. I think the CPU is the problem. Or at least the way it uses the CPU. It's probably pushing the core clock. And since we're only at 15 watts, the Steam Deck cannot go further than that without overclocking. Or, well, not overclocking, without modifying the TDP. I think it could get better if we could push it to like 20 watts, maybe. Checking chambers, jamming, quick reloading. Okay, gotcha. I didn't know there was a button for all that. You assume if controller works on deck, then it works on PC too? Controller. Oh, yeah. You mean the Steam controller, or are we talking about something else? I mean, this game doesn't support, as far as I know, controllers 100%, but you can use Steam input to map it to a controller if you want to. Okay. Another SCAV? A beanie! Another shotgun, yes, probably a SCAV. Buckshot. I don't know what this is. Already is a streamer game? Yeah. Reloading. Please don't kill me. Trying to extract. Did someone shoot me? Damn! I mean, it's looking pretty good. It's not the best looking game in the world, definitely. It has a nice art style, but we're clearly power limited, I think. You heard 100 or 1000? What? Yeah, I'm trying to extract, but I don't know where that is. Maybe over here. Imagine Tarkov with path tracing. I'm good. Okay, I did it. First time always hurts. Ever play at 720 or 1080, 800p, basically 720 with balanced upscaling. So it's a pretty low resolution. I mean, it's playable. I could extract. It was garbage gameplay, but it's the first time I can extract outside of practice mode. So I did it. I played it safe, but there we go. It is playable, but apart from needing Windows, it takes forever to load a match. And I cannot get to streets. And also, if it freezes like this, it means it's loading something. It doesn't mean it crashed, funnily enough. GG. I survived. With my main character. Okay. Yeah, I imagine this. Yeah, these ones were all scavs. I was pretty sure. Cool. So I didn't run into any players, luckily. Yeah, it was loading the freaking menu. Now it's doing it again. Okay. Back into the menu. All players extracted before I loaded in. Definitely. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. That's a great point. Although I didn't go into the middle of the map. That's probably where all the loot is. But I mean, just look at how long it takes I mean, the time I was in the raid was the same amount of time that I was in the loading screen. That should tell you something. But hey, it's a good strategy if you want to loot stuff. Make the game take 20 minutes to load, and no players will be there to fight you. Okay. Let's try, as I was saying before, the offline. One day when I unlock Streets of Tarkov, I'll be back there. But at the moment, I can only show you interchange against bots right now. So, weather conditions, random, the time, random. There we go. Game settings. AI amount, let's put high, not horde. Horde is way too much. AI difficulty, let's put it on medium. Enable bosses, sure. Friendly SCAVs, I don't know what this means. Oh, there's none. Coming soon, okay. SCAV war. Is SCAV war more demanding, guys? Do you know? When you try to use less scaling, your game won't open, just shuts down. I don't know, are you using the Decky plugin? SCAV war is harder on the CPU. Because if you can do that, you can actually play whatever you want. SCAVs will fight themselves all the time. Oh, okay, perfect. I'll get that then. That's excellent. No random weather, no random time. Okay. Let's try it. Okay, so this is against AI SCAV war. Against AI high amount SCAV war. Use the Decky plugin. Okay, it's what's the name of this? Is loss scaling installed properly with that add-on? And did you put the command on the game's options? For me, it never crashed the game. Sometimes a game crashes if I put a space incorrectly in the launch commands. But it generally works right out of the box. Let's see how long it takes to actually load the PvE thing. Might be VRAM. What? In this case, no, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it's just that we only have 15 watts to work with. So when the CPU uses a higher clock speed, because Unity tends to be more of likes clock speed more. It uses multiple cores, but it's not fantastic doing multi-core. So when a game is as ambitious as this one when it comes to custom tech, because I put a lot of custom stuff in there, it's probably using very little cores in comparison to what we have. So it's probably using a lot of high CPU frequency. And when you do that on Steam Deck, more power, that means that the GPU will suffer because the CPU needs more power. So the GPU is like, okay, let me lower the frequency. And that lowers GPU performance so the CPU can do its job. But the problem with that is that sometimes that means that games are not getting a lot of GPU power. So we drop below 30 FPS. Which game is it? What? This is Escape from Tarkov. Maybe we are talking to somebody else, but... Oh, you're talking about, okay, loss of scaling. In Arc Raiders, I didn't have any problems with that. Do you think the Steam Deck is still a good investment in 2025? It depends on what you want to play. If you're expecting the latest AAA games on that one, I wouldn't get it for that. But if you're like me and you have a lot of PC games and you want to just be able to put the machine to sleep and pick back up whenever you want, then yeah. The thing is, if you're exclusively going to use it, I don't know, to play Call of Duty or this game, something like that has anti-cheat, you'll need Windows. So if it's for stuff like that, I'll probably skip it. Or get an Ally or something like that that is way more powerful and it has Windows by default. But if it's, again, for clearing smaller games, definitely, I'll go for it. Just grab it, play some BioShock, play some Metal Gear Solid 5, you can emulate a lot of consoles. There's a lot of options there. Thoughts on new Steam Deck update? I just downloaded it and I haven't tried it. The thing about downloading stuff in the background, but apparently it was on the beta stage for like a week. So apparently it works very, very well. So I can turn off the screen finally and download in the background. With your line of work, can you get NVIDIA to measure, IDAT, to measure input latency with FrameGen to silence the FrameGen liars? I mean, no matter what I do, there will always be people saying FrameGen doesn't have input lag. So I'd rather stay away from that. You buy a Steam Deck to play Balatro and only Balatro. Exactly. That's the best Steam Deck game. Especially on the OLED. So chill. Yeah, on some games there's a lot of ghosting with FrameGen, especially if the base frame rate is too low. I don't know, if you're playing, as an example, Final Fantasy VII, the original, that is locked to 15 FPS on combat due to the animations, in that case I would use FrameGen. It would work pretty damn well. You don't think the Steam Deck... Oh, yeah, it could be an optimization problem. I don't disagree with that. The thing is, that doesn't change reality. That in real life, despite games not being properly optimized and that being the problem, games are still not properly optimized, so they're still running like garbage. So in a perfect world, definitely, we would say, oh, okay, it's just that the games run bad. But unfortunately, there's not an option for them not to run bad, because they were already made very poorly. So we have to force it with hardware. It sucks. You personally play Subnautica at 30 log with lossless scaling running at 60 without ghosting and little to no latency. Well, I'm happy that you do not notice it. I mean, the technology got way better lately. But the no latency thing, I mean, maybe you don't notice it and that's fine. But it really depends. In some games it works stupidly well, in some others not so much. Subnautica, it's been a while since I touched that game. Jesus. Okay, so now it froze, that means that the game loaded. But again, just to do a local match is 5 minutes on a loading screen. We'll give proof, Hellblade 2 and Doom Dark Ages got updated to work on Steam Deck. Oh, that's true. True, they got updates. I need to retest those. It's been a while. Hellblade 2. I completely forgot about Hellblade 2. Which games did you finish on Steam Deck? I finished a lot of games. I finished Metal Gear Solid 5 again. I played the God of War games. Ragnarok, I finished it on deck. Then the original God of War, the one from the PS2. I also finished that one. I finished a lot of games. If you look at my Steam library with the gameplay time, many of it is Steam Deck. What do you think about the new steak machine? Steam machine? It looks pretty cool. Hopefully the price is good. You just finished Indiana Jones on deck. Awesome game. Yeah, that one also got verified. Okay, so it took 6 minutes to load a local game. Again, remember this one is stress test on the CPU. I put a lot of AIs on the SCAV war so they fight each other. And that should give us a big hit to performance. Oops. Wrong keyboard. Hopefully I don't die in the first 5 seconds. It's funny that I have a shotgun though. Oh, this is the shotgun I grabbed in the previous match. Okay, I'm seeing more stuttering than before. Oof. Okay, there's definitely something happening with the scavs. Because my frame time is suffering way more than it usually does. Hopefully I don't get shot in the back. Xenomorph. What? Am I getting an alien? Look, I found nuts. These nuts. Does Windows even compress RAM like Linux does? Yeah, it does. It just loads stuff that you don't want to use. I didn't even see that fence. I think the biggest problem with Steam Deck and Steam Machine and Linux in general is anti-cheat. Yeah. Yeah, without a doubt. But as you guys can see now with bots plus they fighting each other, the GPU usage is even lower than before. And we're dropping frames like crazy. So, yeah, if you're playing like a practice mode with not a lot of AI, just trying to emulate online, then you should be okay. But here discover word that there's more AI and they're basically fighting each other. Even if it's into the distance, they're killing my performance. Yeah, I'm trying to enter the mall. The thing is, I didn't know where it was. How to get in, better said. Stupid fences. Here it goes. Oh, I forgot that there's a stamina meter. Did you stream those games you finished? Stream from PC to deck? I haven't done it in a while. I like to play locally, unless the game is super demanding. I think I played some Hellblade 2, streamed from my PC to my Steam Deck. Well, also Horizon Forbidden West, I played a lot of it streamed from my PC to my Steam Deck, definitely. Where's the enemy? Maybe this is not the mall yet. Oh. Come on. Anybody here? Yeah, when I see those frame time spikes, it's definitely the bots doing something. Because I can, especially at the beginning of the match, they probably found each other and started just dying all around. Because that's when it suffered the most. The thing is, where the frick are they? Batman. Yeah, Batman is searching for them. Hopefully I get there first. Idea. That's a great reference. Okay, surely there's someone here. Come on. SCAVs? Are you here? Does CS2 work well on Steam Deck? I haven't played it in a while, but I had a lot of stutters. Even when playing against bots on CS2. Of course. Bots are really intensive on CS2. Well, that's a good point. I also played online. The thing is, when I move the camera sometimes, I got huge spikes in the frame time. It was okay if you were planning to play into the 40s. Toggling in 60s was kind of impossible on that one. I think the bots decided to take a break. Or they're all dead. because I'm not seeing them. I haven't even seen the bodies. Did I set it up correctly or what the hell? Anybody? They escaped from Tarkov. Yeah, 30 FPS, but it's not consistent anyway, so. But definitely running worse than an actual match. Despite nothing happening, at least next to me. Okay, heard a shot. Finally. I think it came this way. Yeah, but definitely as I'm getting closer to the bots, my frame times get worse and worse. How do you find the enemy, sir? If my frame rate drops, it means they're close. How much swap did you give Windows? I didn't do anything, it's all automatic. But it's using a lot of a swap, definitely. We're definitely memory limited. There you are. Okay, I found one. One! Okay, a dead one. Not surprised. Okay, so my thoughts on this so far. Would I play it on Steam Deck? Personally, no. Especially because, well, it's not really controller friendly. You need to do Steam input to get this to actually, yeah, work on a controller. I'm using mouse and keyboard with a dock. When it comes to settings, it's basically almost the lowest settings with medium textures because we can actually get away with it. Low textures didn't run significantly different, honestly. And if we're playing against other people, the other problem is that it takes forever to load the match. I mean, the first time I tried to enter into a match, I was on the loading screen for 20 minutes, and now, I mean, that was a SCAV, yeah, playing as a SCAV online. Then when I went to playing against bots, it took like 10 minutes. And if I was doing an actual match with my own character, it took like 15 minutes to load. So that's the biggest issue, I would say. Then when it comes to frame rate, it's really dropping into the 30s across the board. There's not much else that you can do about it. Also, since it has easy anti-cheat, only works with the online features on Windows. You can do single player on Linux, but you need a mod that forces single player. And you're obviously at a disadvantage when it comes to the visuals and performance. When it comes to resolution, it's balanced upscaling at 800p. That means probably, yeah, less than 600p resolution. Yeah, close to 500p, I would say. And yeah, it's a pretty low resolution, a pretty low frame rate. The frame times are bad. Clearly, we are power limited, first of all. Pretty sure the CPU frequency doesn't get higher because the GPU also needs to render something. So it's not fully utilizing the GPU. And as soon as there's a lot of enemies on screen, in this case, because I forced having a lot of enemies, a lot of AI, which is unrealistic in this case, the frame times are worse. And then when you get into finishing loading something, the game freezes for like 20 seconds, and then you know that it loaded. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend it on Steam Deck. On the other maps, honestly, I haven't tried them because I didn't know I had to unlock them. But so far, I mean, the game launches, it works, but it takes forever to load. Getting shot freezes the game is because it's loading the main screen. That's why. But yeah, that's the thing. The map that I wanted to try actually was Streets of Tarkov, but you need to unlock it by playing the game. And I've been here for 2 hours already. So let me see super quick. But I did finish a raid at the beginning. Took, again, like 20 minutes to load. Yeah, 15 to 20. I was able to escape from Tarkov. But I killed like 4 SCAVs. And I didn't find any players. Maybe they already left when I arrived. Let me finish loading this so I look at the maps. Come on, do it. But again, as you can see, even getting back to the menu takes forever. And getting shot freezes the game because, well, the AI is doing something, I guess. Yeah, Steam input does work on non-Steam games, but you need to launch the game through Steam. In this case, I have the Steam version of Escape from Tarkov, and that allows Steam input to happen. You can remap the keys, but again, it doesn't work well emulating a mouse and keyboard. I mean, the game is not meant to be like that. And considering how hardcore this game is, okay. So as I was saying about the maps, there's all these. In the past, you could select any of them. I wanted to do Streets of Tarkov, but I need to find the maps, well, the path to all these. So I'll be playing more of the game, and then when I'm ready, I'm going to do Streets of Tarkov because I want my Steam Deck to die, basically. But with the Streets of Tarkov lower texture resolution mode enabled, we should be able to survive, kinda. But in Interchange, it's already pretty difficult, especially with a lot of AI going on. Which again, AI, you don't need to... In a real match, you're not going against AI. At least not as many as in an online game. The AI amount that I put was high, AI difficulty on medium, and I put SCAV war, so they shoot each other. And this obviously takes more CPU power also. So if you're playing an actual match, you can get stuttery 30 to 40 FPS, but outside of that, I don't think it's worth getting on Steam Deck. Especially considering that you need Windows for this to work. So anyway, those are my thoughts of Escape from Tarkov on Steam Deck. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I certainly did. Most of the time I was looking at a loading screen, but that's fine. I love talking to you guys. You guys helped me a lot. And I'll obviously be checking it out again once I get to the Streets map. But what other game would you like to see on Steam Deck? I'll be doing other games, obviously. I'm now very heavy on work. That's why I ask. But I want to do Bloodborne on Shat PS4 on the new version. But I have a ton of games. I wanted to do Sunset Overdrive as well. I forgot that this game existed. Yeah, Windows. Yeah, sorry. I need to go back to Linux. 1 sec. Ugh, disgusting. Yuck. Let's go back to SteamOS. Let's go back home, sir. Okay. I think it's off. Yeah. Let's go to the bootloader. So I choose SteamOS. I cannot wait for Valve to release the dual boot stuff. Official dual boot. That's the next thing that we need. You feel dirty. Ugh, imagine me. Oh, dude. It was kind of nerve-wracking in some parts, but it did work. Took effort, but it worked. I thought it was going to crash before getting into a match, but I was actually capable of going through one match despite the 20-minute wait, and I managed to extract, so that's saying something. Okay, back on SteamOS. What do I have installed? Kina Bridge of Spirits, The Other Worlds, Silksong, Selaco. I need to do this one as well. The Killing Antidote, which is Gunnar Resident Evil. Lollipop Chainsaw, Hades. Oh, I wanted to do Hades 1 and 2 in one video. Rise Son of Rome, if you guys remember this game. It works pretty damn well. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Nanomachines, son. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff I have installed that I want to make videos on. But I wanted to do Tarkov because, well, Tarkov is new on Steam. So the Steam has two M.2 slots. No, actually it's one. But I partitioned my SSD to be one half SteamOS, one half Windows. But again, as you can see, it doesn't even launch on SteamOS without the single player mod. So you need Windows for this one. Anyway, gotta go, guys. Thank you so much for watching this live stream with me. There will be a video on this in a few days, which I'm going to chop up parts of this live stream. But again, thank you for sticking around, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching. See ya. Thank you. See you next time. Goodbye, Batman. Alfred, turn off my Steam Deck. Stupid stuff.